And I forgot my makeup sponge. Hold on.
今すぐまっすぐ君のことを探したいけど君が残したひとかけらの勇気で
Hi friends, it's been a minute. Hope you had a good June. I'm here to bring you the 20 questions book tag because Katie from Katie Can't Read tagged me in it like 20 years ago. And I figured I could actually film something today. And Katie, when she did hers, she actually was like doing something when she did it. And I just wasn't in the mood to like sit in front of the camera and talk today. So I figured I would get ready while we did this. Let's go. I brought all my stuff. We're gonna do this. I can't read the questions. Question 1. How many books is too many books in a book series? 5. I think 5. Okay, hold on. So there's too many books. There's a distinction. There's a distinction here. And the distinction is it a complete book series like a world, or is it one specific series, right? With the same characters. For example, the Percy Jackson universe has multiple series entries, right? Because you have the Percy Jackson Olympians, you have Heroes of Olympus, you have, I think, Trials of Apollo. I think that series is in it as well. But they each have 5 books in them, right? And I forgot my makeup sponge. Hold on. Okay, so they each have 5 books in them, right? So there's no more than like 5 in the series. But if we're talking like in one series, I think just more than 5 in one series without any spin-offs or anything is just too much, because you start running into books that are not important and plot lines that can be condensed. Like even in Percy Jackson, I'm not gonna lie, Sea of Monsters didn't need to be there. I'm just gonna say it. I love Percy Jackson. Sea of Monsters, nothing happened. Nothing happened except for the end. And it just could have happened like in the 3rd book. It could have been 4 books, if we're being honest. And that's just like the problem that I run into with series that are longer than 5 books, because at some point you just run out of plot and you run out of unique situations to put these same characters through. So yeah, no more than 5 books, please, thanks. How do you feel about cliffhangers? I don't like them. I don't like cliffhangers, but I understand their purpose. I like a cliffhanger when it's the type of cliffhanger where the specific situation of the book has been resolved, but there's a larger overlooming question about the plot that is still needs to be answered, which I don't even know if that counts as a cliffhanger. So I guess I don't like cliffhangers. Hardcover or paperback? Paperback. My tiny, tiny hands can't deal with hardcovers. They hurt, they're heavy, they're cumbersome to hold. I don't like them. They're really pretty though. They're really pretty. But I wish that if a series started in paperback, it ended in paperback. You don't need to release a series only in paperback and then only release the last version in hardback. Like that, why? Why? What's the reason? Why? What's the reason? Favorite book? Okay, Battle Royale has been dethroned, y'all. Battle Royale, okay, still holds a very, very high spot in my heart. But oh my God, did I just get that all in my hair? Nobody told me? Okay, favorite book right this second, In Deeper Waters. It was so good. It was so good. I read it in one sitting. It made me so happy. It read like fan fiction in the best possible way. Like not like we ran out of money so I have to sell you to One Direction fan fiction, but like the fan fiction where you stay up all night reading like 100,000 words fan fiction because you literally can't put it down. That was me. It was so good. The relationships were so good. The dynamics between all the characters were so good. It was just so fluffy. I loved it. I loved it so much. That book is getting like tattooed on my soul. Least favorite book. Okay, probably Insight, but I don't even want to count that as a book because it was so bad. But that's the worst book that I've, like, there are books that I've DNF'd, but that is like the worst book that I've read cover to cover, because it was like, not only was it problematic, but it made no sense. It's like, I don't know, are you gonna be problematic or are you gonna make no sense? Like, pick one lane for me to be mad at you at. Don't hog like the middle of the lane. That's just unnecessary. Oh my god, I'm already on question 7 and I haven't even started my face yet. Okay, love triangles, yes or no? I like love triangles if both love interests are compelling in their own rights, because I think too often when you have a love triangle, it's often between the protagonist,
who is a girl,
and then there are two guys, and there's often like
the good guy
who's like nice and sweet and kind, but like more boring than a phone book, and then
the bad guy
who's like dangerous and cool, but only has a soft spot for her and she can like turn him around. And like, that's kind of, it's so boring. Like, it's really boring. It's really overdone, and I'm just not a fan. But I like a love triangle if both of the love interests are compelling, and also if both of the, oh my god, is this even going on? I'm like doing this like in the phone camera, which is why you're gonna be like, can you not even do makeup? And I'm gonna be like, yes, no, I don't know what makeup is. I like love interests if they are both compelling and if they both seem to have a genuine relationship, a genuine connection with the protagonist. Because more often than not, it's like one love interest is either really boring, or it's like it's very clear which one the author wants the characters, like it's very clear which characters the author wants to get together. And it's like, that's not a love triangle. Just take the other person out of the equation. The most recent book you couldn't finish, I was very sad. I DNF'd an arc of May the Best Man Win. I thought I won it in a giveaway, and I thought it was gonna be really, really, like, the cover and the synopsis were giving me like very cute, like rom-com fluffy vibes, and it ended up being really dark, and it was just not what was marketed. And then the protagonists were just so unlikable, and it's like, it's so important to have queer protagonists who are unlikable, because I think there's definitely, what am I trying to say? There's definitely like a push to have queer protagonists in books be like perfect and flawless, whereas straight protagonists and non-queer protagonists are allowed to have flaws. And so it's not that queer protagonists can't have flaws, but these characters were just so unlikable, and like reading the reviews, it was like they just got worse, and it was like they were so unlikable and so terrible, not only to each other but to everyone around them, that it was like, I am not rooting for either of you to win. I'm not rooting for either of you to get together. So what is the point of me reading this book? So I DNF'd it at about, I want to say 30%. So I made it like a good third of the way through, and I just realized that this book is just was not doing it for me. A book you're currently reading, I'm reading an arc of Gear Breakers. It came out a few days ago, and I'm just now getting to the arc. Oops, because I kind of forgot that I have arcs on NetGalley, because if they're not like physical books looking at me, I kind of forget that I own them. And I mean, I guess I don't even own that, but I kind of forgot about it. And then I found it, and I was like, oh, bet. Okay, so I'm like 2 chapters in. But it's cool. It's interesting. I like it so far. I only have one protagonist though, so far. I'm a little iffy on multi-POV books sometimes. So we'll see how it goes, but I am liking it so far. Last book you've recommended to someone, probably Raybearer, which everybody needs to read. And if not, probably In Deeper Waters, which also everybody needs to read. Do these look even? They're gonna be even. And if not, I'm gonna have bangs today. Sisters, not twins. Sisters, not twins. Wow, those aren't even at all. Oldest book you've read, publication date. Okay, so I'm not gonna count things that I read in high school because those were forced. So I'm gonna just go with things that I read willingly. And I hate classics, usually because they were forced on me. So I think, oh my God, I can't do this on a phone. I think the oldest book that I have read publication date wise is probably Battle Royale. It was published before I was born, I think. So that counts. At least the original version was published. I think the English translation did come a little later, but it was still like late 90s. 'Cause I'm a 90s kid. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Newest book you've read, publication date. In Deeper Waters? That came out this year. Probably In Deeper Waters because I pre-ordered it and then I read it like a month after it came out. So probably In Deeper Waters. Ooh, maybe that's not gonna match. Favorite author at the moment, even though I've only read one book, is Jordan Ifueko, who wrote Raybearer, because not only was Raybearer so good that I went ahead, because I actually checked out Raybearer from the library, and then loved it so much that I got the Illumicrate Archives version. Do these match? No, they don't. I got the Illumicrate Archives version, which comes with a unique cover version of Raybearer as well as Redemptor, and then items inspired by the duology. So I loved it so much that I literally went and bought a copy, and then like a whole box. And then I actually sent her a note about it as a part of the Reader Dare Extraordinaire. We had to, when I was one of the guest hosts, we had to send a list, like we had to send a note to our favorite author, and she sent a nice note back, so it was nice. So she was really cool. Buying books or borrowing books? My wallet says borrowing, my heart says buying, but there's also like no better feeling of going to a library and leaving with like 20 books. Like that feeling is unmatched, because if I did that at a bookstore, I would be like, I have $3. A book you dislike that everybody else seems to love. I'm not a huge contemporary person, and I'm not a huge romance person. I don't dislike many books, I don't think. Like, it's just books that, I think the closest thing to dislike, and I really wasn't I gave it 3 stars, which like is not bad. I was a little underwhelmed by Alatsoe. I was really excited for it, and then I felt like I talked about it more in my wrap up, but I just felt like there was a little bit too much going on in terms of random side character diversions that I just kind of lost interest in the story and lost interest in the really cool elements and world building of the story. So I was a little underwhelmed by it, but I really am interested in more from the author. So I guess ignore what I just said. Bookmarks or dog ears? Bookmarks. I don't like dog ears because I feel like it ruins the page. I'm just gonna say it. A book you can always reread. Apparently Battle Royale. Because not only have I read it, then I bought a new translation of it and read it again. So apparently there's just like okay, my eyeliner is so choppy today. It's because I'm doing it in my phone. Please don't think I look like this normally. Actually, I probably do. Oh, and I just have so much fault. It's fine. I've read that. I think there's so much that happens in Battle Royale that you can read it multiple times because you'll still like forget things that happen and then be like, oh. Can you read while hearing music? I can read while hearing instrumental music. That's the difference. So I can't read listening to words because I can't read if I'm hearing words because then I'll just hear the words of the music. But if it's like instrumental music, I can listen to it, or like atmospheric. And one thing I tried to do recently, and it was kind of cool, was like match books I was reading to like ambient noises, right? So like I was reading like a sci-fi book and I did like ambient spaceship noises. It was a cool experience. I did end up DNFing the book, but the experience was cool. One POV or multiple POVs? Oh, I think I talked about that earlier. I find it hit or miss with multiple POVs because too many times for me, the voices start to sound the same, or there's just too many people and I like don't care. And it's like you'll have like 4 protagonists and like really at the end of the day, like 2 of them are critical to the plot. I remember one time I was reading Pure by Juliana Baggett, and that is like the weirdest book I've ever read. And it was weird because there were 4 protagonists and like 2 of them were literally together for like most of the book. So it was like there was no point, I felt like there was no point in switching back and forth between them, especially since we weren't getting like the point of view of like, I don't know, somebody else who seemed really important. So it's like, why? Anyway, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Over multiple days because I am a slow reader. In Deeper Waters was the exception, and like I think middle grades are the exception just because they read a little faster. In graphic novels, sometimes graphic novels I can usually read in one sitting. Middle grades sometimes I can read in a sitting, but I prefer to read them over multiple sittings because that's just more realistic to my lifestyle. And then also I get to kind of absorb, I feel like I absorb more and I get to kind of digest more of the information. Oh, I'm not done, but I'm out of questions. Who do you tag? Has anybody not done this tag? I feel like I did it. I feel like this is a pretty popular tag, but I also know that if you are a newbie to booktube like me, you may not have known about this. Wow, I'm just gonna be purple today. Okay, hold on, I have to recover this. I feel like if you were a newbie to booktube like I am, you may not know about this tag unless someone tags you in it. So I tag you if you have never heard of this tag or if you are interested in doing this tag. Pretty much how it goes here on this channel is that a lot of my friends, when they tag me in things, a lot of my other friends have already done them. So if you ever see me do any kind of tag video, please consider yourself tagged if you watch this. And I mean that sincerely. I will try and mention that every time, but you can literally watch this and have never once interacted with me and just be like, if you watch this and you're like, oh, I want to do this tag, just say that I tagged you. If you are like, I don't want to do it unless someone tagged me, firstly, do any tag you want. But if you're just like, no, I kind of want to do my own thing, yeah, do that. I don't have much time before my recording kicks off, so hold on. Okay, let me do lipstick. What color? What do I have? Purple? Okay, we're gonna do this one. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just gonna do this one because it's glittery too. It's like lip gloss. It's not even lipstick. It's fine. Okay. This one I really should be wearing glasses for. Okay, that's the video. Thanks, friends. Is this blended? Wait, no one look at me. Don't look at me. Do I look blended? I'm gonna scream when I put my glasses on and like nothing looks good. But I just like can never see what I'm doing. And then I put my glasses on and I'm like, is that what I look like today? All right, that's what I look like today. Thank you for being here. Have a good July. Bye. Do you know why I got ready? I have to go to the UPS store.